Number 7, Kung Fu Panda 4. The first movie in animation to be placed here in the top 10, the fourth installment in the franchise, and DreamWorks' 47th film in their release date library. We have this one coming in the spring to theaters, and another one will be streaming on Netflix. Though this one didn't make the list, though I'll certainly see Orion and The Dark on Netflix before Kung Fu Panda 4 comes out in March. Also, for anyone's shocker, the movie is directed by Mike Mitchell, who has worked on 2 other films previously for DreamWorks. This is his 3rd time directing this film from the company, and his 10th time directing a film in his career. Alongside Mitchell, it's also co-directed by Stephanie Stein. This will be her first time co-directing a feature film with another filmmaker in animation. For the cast here, Jack Black returns as Po, Dustin Hoffman as Shifu, Po's wise master mentor, and James Hong and Bryan Cranston as Po's adoptive and biological fathers here. Also, with all the former actors returning, where are the actors and actresses of the Furious 5? Why aren't they shown in the trailer of the movie? Well, according to Mike Mitchell, he stated that they will make an appearance in the film and that they are off on their own individual missions. Like, what sort of mission are they off to while Po's on his? Who knows? Maybe they will appear somewhere in the film, either at the beginning, or in the middle, or almost close to the end here. Lastly, the producer of the film here, Rebecca Huntley, confirmed that there will be a glimpse of the Furious 5. Couldn't leave that thought out from one of the filmmakers here. The premise being the plot here, Po, who's set to become the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace, searches for his successor as the new Dragon Warrior while fighting a new foe called the Chameleon. So is his time as the Dragon Warrior all over for him or something? Everything changes, and a person's or animal character's life changes too. Before that though, Po's journey is tested on becoming the spiritual leader of the Valley of Peace. He's accompanied with a Corsac fox named Zhen, voiced by Awkwafina, a thief and a wanted animal in China that Po realizes. The both of them are going after a new villain here, the Chameleon. And besides camouflaging like all chameleons do, this character can shapeshift into any kung fu fighters from previous movies and shows of the franchise. Look at that, we see her bring Tai Lung back from the first film. She is the main evil antagonist here, and Viola Davis will definitely do well for this role. So besides Shrek Forever After being the 4th installment in DreamWorks' library, Kung Fu Panda will be the franchise's next installment, and maybe the final chapter here? Who knows? I'm fine with whatever DreamWorks does for these characters. It's nice to see Po, Shifu, and a lot of new faces and places in China. Also, I will rewatch the first 2 and the 3rd one when this comes out. Maybe the TV shows? We'll see. I'm happy to say I'm placing Kung Fu Panda 4 at number 7 here, and rightfully so. Number 6, Beetlejuice. Another sequel being added here in the top 10, but live action. My best friend Dylan is especially excited to see this happening. I, on the other hand, am excited, except I need to see the first movie before this comes out, though it brings back 3 former cast members of the 1988 movie, and look at that, legendary filmmaker Tim Burton comes back in the director's chair, 21st movie in his filmmaking career. Now at the time of this recording, there's no trailer out for this movie, and all I could find is 2 video clips on IMDb, and who knows when they'll release it. I can be patient on it too. Unfortunately though, I can't talk about what the plot is, but I can talk about the cast members in this movie, new or old. Michael Keaton here returns as the main title character himself. Beetlejuice. Who knows, of course, where his arc will lead in this sequel. Along with Keaton returning, Winona Ryder and Catherine O'Hara returns as Lydia Dietz and Delilah Dietz. My friend will be excited to see O'Hara on the screen in this movie again. I, on the other hand, besides seeing her in the Home Alone movies and hearing her voice in animated movies, I'll see how well her performance is in the original one. A movie night for this film is a goal for me. I need to find a perfect date to watch it here. Anywho, we got 3 new cast members here. Jenna Ortega, who has worked with Tim Burton on 4 episodes of The Addams Family show, Wednesday, and now she's working on this feature with him. She plays Astrid Dietz, the daughter of Lydia Dietz. My friend also can't wait to see her in this sequel film. Alongside Ortega, we have Monica Bellucci playing Beetlejuice's wife. Boy, we'll be seeing his wife in the movie. It never was revealed in the first movie. The time has come for the reveal. Willem Dafoe here just plays a ghost detective as a B-movie action star. Whatever his role is about in this movie will be a good one. Justin Theroux and Arthur Condy, they're in this movie. They do not have a role here, but it will be announced on what it will be for them. So to wrap this part up here and move on to the next movie, I have to say this will be a very good sequel for Beetlejuice. Tim Burton returning after 36 years directing it, 3 former actors returning as their respective characters from the original, 3 new ones participating here of the project, and 2 new ones with no roles not announced yet, which will be revealed later on before it is released in theaters. So yes, Beetlejuice is another sequel film in live action to see with a friend, and placing this at number 6 in my rankings list, all the better. Number 5, If, or for the 2 letters of the full words, Imaginary Friends. Another live action movie to put here in the top 10. Not to mention, it has CGI in it with live people playing their roles here, and the ifs are done over voice work. Don't worry, it's nice to see a movie being made about a young girl gaining the ability to see an if. Unfortunately, they have been abandoned by the kids that they helped through their childhood. If I had an if in my childhood, I would never throw him out and find a real person as a friend in real life. I would cherish him or her to my kids depending on who my if looks like. It would be a nice, kind, and funny if. Aside from that here, looking at the trailer and the behind the scenes video, this movie is very funny. Especially Steve Carell's voice as this big purple if character, Blue. The lines, stammers, and strainings read by him are so amusing here. He's a funny guy here, and voicing other characters in animated movies like Over the Hedge, Horton Hears a Who, and the Despicable Me movies are funny with him in them. Okay, besides talking about Carell here as this goofy character, before I talk about the rest of the cast, I can't forget about the writer, producer, and director of the movie, John Krasinski. Now, I haven't seen his movies he worked on, for example, The Quiet Place, Parts 1 and 2. At least this one of his film directing work I'm really interested in seeing. Plus, he stars in this movie, just like he did in Part 1 of The Quiet Place. But I don't know what his role is. Could be the father of bees in the movie or some other character in the film. We'll see when this comes out. The rest of the cast in the movie is good and funny too. Kaylee Fleming is very pretty as Bees here. Her character is such a shocker when seeing the ifs. The same can be said for Ryan Reynolds. His character as Bee's neighbor, the man upstairs. Wasn't this name for the character used before in a different movie? Anyways, he, along with Bee, have the ability to see these ifs too. But at least he doesn't faint or anything. He's hanging outside of the building while Blue's hand sticks out the window, which is surrounded by a trellis which has a lot of plants growing around it, and Bee looking confused. Funny to see her faint when Phoebe Waller-Bridges' character appears when she says hi to her. Fiona Shaw is in the movie too, playing a grandmother of Bee's, I think. Though I've seen her in the behind the scenes video talking about it, and I think that's her at the 142 mark of the trailer. We'll see how her role will do. Let's hope her character performs nicely, but it's good to see her well played in this project here. For the voice cast here, I've already talked about Steve Carell and his role. There's 12 others, except I can't mention all of them. I can name a few here, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge as Blossom, Emily Blunt as a unicorn, Matt Damon as a flower, Maya Rudolph as Allie, just to name a few. Emily Blunt's If character I would love to see here, even though she's cast in a voiceover work project. So If is such a heartwarming movie for a family to see. Of course, adults can see this too. Perhaps when they leave this movie, they will remember having nostalgia, having an imaginary friend in their childhood. I'll certainly see this the day it comes out, if there's nothing going on. Heck, maybe my friend might be interested in seeing it. Overall, this movie is good and funny. A live-action CGI film I'm placing here, and the cast as the characters are portrayed very well here. Cannot wait for it.